Brenda. Hi, everyone that's joining. Hiya. Welcome to Thursday stream. So I'm doing something a little bit different today because I can focus on this for today. So we're going to be doing two things, and they will be how I do Copic red hair. Hi, Nana. And how I do a Bokeh background. So I'm going to show you two small demonstrations today and try and get back into doing a stream because I'm going to be all over the place. Hi, you heavy graphics. So if you're new to the streams, I say hello to everyone. Hi, sis. Hi, Daria. Hi, Mary. Honor. Hi, Becky. How are you today, Becky? I know it's a silly question, but I hope you're all right. All right, babes. You're right, Sean. Hi, April. Hi, Lisa. Hi, sis. Hi, Pamela. Bella. Imogen. Hey. Tess. Hey. Cassandra. Hey, Robin. Good to see you. Yeah, today, because it's going to be all over the place next week again and the week after, but then it settles back down. Hi, Helly. Hiya. Hi, Faith. Hi, everyone. So, yeah, what I thought I'd do today, because well, I wasn't at home. I am home now. I wasn't at home this morning. I thought I'd do two quick demos today. I hope there's not going to be too much of a shadow. Bear with me. Hi, Kenny. How are you? Let's bring that over. She might flash out. That's the only sad thing. We'll work with it. Okay. So if you are joining me, I'm not doing the skin today because I haven't had the time to do things, as you well know. Thank you. And I also am not going to get back to the mermaids one until I'm settled. So I'm going to do this first. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay, back at you, Becky. You go do what you have to. Hey, everyone. Hi, Danny. That's okay. You lurk away. Oh, Randy, I hope you're okay. I wish you better. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a schedule of what's going to be happening so you know what I'm doing and you're not waiting around. And if anyone else wants to stream at those times, they're more than welcome. Tammy, I lost, I call her mum number 2. I lost her last Monday, and that's where I've been. Yeah, I love these pages, Sean. Yeah, so I lost her last week, very, very close to me, and we got a funeral on Thursday. So yeah, it's all up in the air at the moment, but you know, it takes time. It takes time, but I'm okay. I'm fine. I just need some time. That's all. Okay. Have a sip of tea. So what I thought I'd do is going to be a bit of a teachy stream today. A teachy stream. I want to show you how I achieve fire red hair. Thank you. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry, Tammy. It's crap, isn't it? Hey, Pickle. There's no word. So a big hug to you too. Okay, hi everyone coming in, if I've missed you. Right, so I did this in my own time. It's the only picture I've done recently. And this was Copic hair, as you can see. And it's nearly entirely Copics. So I wanted to show you, because you know I do pencil all the time. So I thought that I've added some pencil detail, but I don't know if you can see that. So I wanted to show you how to approach it and not be scared. That's what I want to, that's the lesson of today. How to approach, if you're new to markers, Copics, like I am, I'm new, I'm learning, how to approach it and not be frightened out of your backside like I was sitting there and I was laughing and I said, how many chickens do you think I hatched today? Because I've been absolutely breaking it. Yeah, no, this is one from Mysteria by Anastasia Ellie Cold Reaver. Hey, Leonie. Thank you, Nikki. Hi, everyone coming in. Hi, Hillary. Yeah, I am back today, but I won't be around much next week because we got the funeral and I'm not quite sure on what's going on before that. So, yeah, and I've got to write my little speech for the funeral as well. So, yeah, exactly. Sean, this is the purpose of today. The purpose of let's be a newbie together and start from the bog standard beginning on Copics. So that's what we're doing because that is what I am. I'm a complete beginner. Then I wanted to show you how to achieve. It is really poor lighting today. I'm so sorry. Thank you, April. Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Okay, let's try and, I don't want to brighten because it's going to flash her out. So I'm going to try not to do that. But I wanted to show you how to approach a bokeh background in 2 ways. Hey, Louise. Hi, May. So huge. I want to say as well, a huge heart thank you. Absolutely humbled by everyone's messages, emails. Honestly, you've all just been so sweet and lovely and supportive and understanding. So thank you so much, because I know it's frustrating. You come to my live stream, you're like, where is she? Where's she gone? That's where I've been. Hi, anyone that's coming in. Hi, Bo. So I wanted to show you 2 things, 2 small demonstrations on how to do a simple, it's really going to flash it out, 2 simple techniques of a Copic for newbies hair and a bokeh background and how to plan. Now I've got all my planning here and you all laugh at me like, what? How much planning have you done? I write everything down. Okay, so I wrote every combination down for everything I've done. And then I wanted to show you on how to approach, like, this is just a rough draft. Yeah, woo! So this is a rough draft, and this was just to tie in with a chameleon. So with a chameleon, I wanted to show you kind of how to approach something that might match. Hi, Mum. I know, there's so many names. Hi, Joey. Hi, everyone coming in. So I wanted to give you a quick demo, and what I've done is printed off just to show you. This is a way you can do it if you want to have a little practice at home. Is on your computer, print off a couple of squares. Just print off 2 squares, and beside it you can write what you use, like that. Yeah. And you need a stencil. So one of our lovely gifters, she sent this. And you're going to use different circle shapes and sizes, like sizes, not shapes, sizes, in how to do this and approach this. Now, you can do this with your one at home. If you've got an HP printer, you've got an HP app on your phone, right? Before you go colouring in your image, scan onto your phone for your own purposes only, not to be shared, for your own purposes only to practice if you want to. Now, it's scaled down, as you can see. Look, that is a bigger image. Now, I can only go by A4 on a printer at home. So that's what I've had to do. So it's actually easier for me to do a demonstration on that. Oh, I love the circle ones. So I've scaled it down to give you a quick demonstration very quickly on how you do a very bog standard start off Copic hair, very small amount of pencil, and we've got 5 colours, and I've also written them down because the Copic chows do not have any writing on the top. They're on the barrel, and the Copic sketches, I've got them on the tops, so they're a bit different. Hey, Adri. Yeah, they're great. They're great. So thank you for joining me, everyone. This won't be a particularly long stream today. I'm just going to throw that out there. until everything settles down, I'll be back properly. So give me a little bit. Just next week, I won't be around much. And the week after, I'm not around on the Tuesdays. And then it's back to normal. Over a couple of weeks, it's going to be a little bit up in the air. But we'll get there. Okay. So I'm going to zoom you in one, and hopefully the lighting's okay. Shout at me if it goes funny. Shout at me if the sound goes funny. Anything goes weird in your screens, let me know. Okay, so achieve part 1. We're going to do part 1. Okay, so first of all, we're going to just try to do the Copic hair in the same format that I did the other. Now, I've got some spare papers, so remember your Copic's going to bleed just like mad behind. So grab your sheets of paper behind your page. Thank you, Adri. Grab some sheets of paper behind so that you've got a lot of protection, because what's going to end up happening, it's going to bleed through to the other side. I've just stuck it in there. In the book, I stuck about 50 million. My paper is 160 gram. After the stream, anything I've used, anything that I'm printed on, the book, everything I will put into the description. But for now, I'm just going to dive straight in so that I can try and get squeeze as much in these demonstrations as possible for you. Right, so you're going to need Copics. Now, I've got them here of what colours so you can see what it looks like when it fades out from one to the other. So the blend that we're going to try to achieve is this blend here. And it is the colours R35, R01, RV29, R59 and R22. And what I have done is just written them out very, very quickly. So you'll have them in your screens of what ones that we're using. So we've got them here. Hey, anyone I'm so sorry if I missed anyone. I really do apologise. I am trying to juggle. Okay, so that is the colours that you're going to need in the Copics. Now, to also add in detail, I've got the Polychromos, and the colours that I chose for the polys, you don't need that one. That was if we're going to do polys entirely. I don't know if you can see that. So I chose Pale Geranium Lake, Permanent Carmine, Dark Red, Red Violet and Black. Now, you won't need much. This is if you want to add some details and you want to match them up as much as possible to the Copics that you've chosen. So it's good to see what you've got in pencil form and what you've got in Copic form. And if you need to go in with any small details or wisps, you know, we do the wisps in black, then we head on over to our Polychromos. But for now, we're going to have the Copics because you just need the Copics. Now, also, you're going to think, oh my gosh, she's doing it the other way around. You know, pencils, I work from light to dark. With Copics, you need dark to light. Sky, hey. I love that when people say, okay, so you're working dark to light. Now, the darkest, I don't do straight away, really. I go to the second one. So our second colour that we need is the RV29. So I'm going to have that up here. And at first, you're going to think, oh, dear Lord, it's so much. What you need, I'm going to have to bring you down a bit, all right? Sorry about the shaking. I really can't help that. Okay. So you're good in your screens before I start and proceed. Otherwise, I'm going to have a bit of a nightmare with the lighting. Okay. So RV29 is crimson. And when you first put, hey, Charlotte. When you first put crimson down, it's shocking. I was like, oh my God. Now, as I said, I'm a newbie, complete newbie with markers. So I'm learning as I go along. Now, you want the brush tip end, and on the Copics, you'll see there's not much difference between both ends. But what there is this tiny little grey thin line on the brush tip end. So you can notice it. Okay. So when you're first going to go in with your first Copic, this is just how I colour. You know, I'm not an expert. You know, if you want to go over to Belinda, she's been using Copics a lot longer than I have. So you're going to look at where you want your darkest points first on your hair. So mine is going to be the root, and you're going to just come very lightly and you're going to drag your colour from the root and brush out on the end. So you're starting like that. This is how it looks at first, and you're thinking, how are you going to go from that to that? How's it going to happen? How are you going to do that from that? I call it magic. It's magic. It really is. So go around the hairline and bring in where you want your strands to go to. So you're thinking, oh, it's so permanent. It is, and they're a learning curve, I can tell you that. But if you've got the knack of pencils and you're kind of confident to do your brushes and your wisps and your things that you are confident with your pencil, you can do it. You honestly can. You're a newbie like me, and you can. So you first going in with your dark, and that's all you're doing. You're first going in with your dark. It blends, and it is like magic. So you're also going to look at where all your dark points are. So bring that in, and you're going to brush it. So you've got all these like strands, yeah? And you're thinking, oh my Lord. Yeah, I know. I was sitting there the other day and I said, oh, I'm going to end up putting this in the bin. I can tell. But then I thought, no, work through it. I'm not doing anything wrong. And this is why I say to you, don't get disheartened at first, because how it first looks is not how it ends up. So you're looking at all of the darker areas to begin with on your hair. So like there's a darker bit here, and you're going very lightly with your brush. And the good thing with the brush tips is that you can control as you come up the like wispy bits. Yeah. So it's really looking at where you want dark areas. So again, you're going to come down here and you're going to keep dragging all your pigment down and just release the pressure. So it's very wispy. And this is all I did, you know, it is a learning curve, I can tell you. And don't get disheartened, because the other day I was sitting, I was thinking, how am I going to get the hang of these? But they are so magical, Copics, they really are. They're a magic in a pen. So I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm going to do some side of it. I know, actually that's what I always think. You know, at first you can't see the end result, and I think that's where a lot of us get disheartened, because we want the end product to be in our hands straight away, and it takes the work, doesn't it? So you're just picking out. Now in her work, in Anastasia's work, thankfully she has got light and dark areas picked out for you, so it's so handy. And if you're grayscaled, it's even better. But she's got little areas that, you know, you can pick out as dark. So underneath the ear would be a little bit more. Don't worry, we're not going for the whole shebang here. We're just going to go for just certain areas. And we're going to fade out. So this is all you do. And I'll show you how to do some of the curly bits as well. So bring up some of the red. And you're just going for certain areas. Hey, Lindsay. Oh, Tammy, I always say, look, I always have that fear with markers only. Hey, Desiree. And the fear goes away once you start to see a result. So do one section at a time. And you won't mess it up. There's only fun in it. As long as you have fun, then you're halfway there. So we'll go for this like that just for now. Yeah, so that is all you need for that moment. Then when you're going to go to your second colour, you're going to start to graduate out now. So we're going to go for the R35. You're going to graduate out from your ends. So go to the ends of where you last were. And then you're going to sort of branch out. So don't go to the whole thing. you're going to graduate out on the ends. So go to every single end that you've just put down with the previous colour and bring out some colour. So already, look, you're going to start to get a slight difference. Hey, Nat, how are you doing? So just go for all the ends, all of them. And as you're coming up, again, you're doing that. You sort of, I need a blank bit of paper, hold on. So when you're coming to the end, you can go thick with a Copic or you can go thin. And as you're coming out, remember about, I used to talk about that tiny bit that we used to have a pinpoint from and branch out your streaks. And that's all we're doing, branching out. So as I said, this is for beginners because I'm a beginner. I'm not an expert in Copics at all, but I like to show what I learn so that you can also learn with me if it's come out good. If it comes out bad, then I'm not going to bother. If it comes out okay, then I'm going to be like, right, I can show that. We can do this together. Okay, so we're going from all those lines that we had. And the magic of Copics is they blend like magic. They're like automatic blend. It doesn't matter if it dries. Hi, Nicole, and thank you so much. That's okay, Tammy. We've got all the time in the world. Hi, Gary. Hi, anyone that's come in. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. Okay, that's no problem, Robin. I don't mind lurking. I quite often lurk. Okay, so again, you're sort of bringing that down. Now, all the wisps you're going to save with pencils. Right, so that's the second colour, R35. So we've had RV29 and we've had R35. Then we're going to graduate down. Our next colour is a pinky colour. And this is a lovely colour. It goes so well. You need a daylight lamp. Hi, Josie. I'm all right, thank you. I'm getting there. How are you? She could just be the Simpsons. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to go to R22. And again, you're going to go to the ends. And you want a light area, so just bring it out. And we're going to bring in some little bit of pencil as well. There's no mistaking it though. You can just go with it. She could be yellow. Who says she can't be yellow? But then I'll show you the Bokeh as well and how to approach Bokeh or how I've approached Bokeh. Okay, so underneath I want that to fade out. So just keep working upwards and downwards with your Copics. You know, they do really, really work well together as a whole. Good. Who have I missed? Anyone I missed? Huge hi. Ah, Tammy, give it a go. Print off your PDFs. That's what your PDFs are great for. If you're not confident or you wanted to try something first, print off a PDF, not a BDF, a PDF, and have a go. So you can come back over this several times. You don't have to go just the once. Okay, so we're going to come in there and we're going to drag up the colour. Now you're going to sort of look at where you want light, dark, you know, all of that to go. Now you don't need a base with a Copic because you're going to go in. I hope the colour's coming out okay because we're going to come back over in a minute. Hold on, we don't want that flashing out. Okay, so we've got something going. Leave it like that for a minute and then come to your lightest colour and then we're going to come back. Come to your R01 and go into all of those middle bits. This is a very peachy colour, this one. And go into all those middle sections. So you can go quite squeaky with that bit because we're going to come back, yeah? And we're going to darken and put all our bits in. And so we've got a base going. Hey Nick, how are you doing? So we've got a base going. So now you're going to come back to your RV29, and then we're going to also add in our darkest shade, which is R59. And this is how this will, let me show you. This side here, can you see that? This will look at the end like that. It will be the same, but you've got to start it off. And the only way to start that off is to get it all going, because you've got to start somewhere. And it's the only way. Hold on, where did I go? There it is. Take care, Danny. Thanks for joining. Right, so the next one you're going to come back to is your RV29. And again, you're going to bring in some of that RV again, just a bit, just to deepen up and drag out some more wispy areas, I suppose it is. So we're not doing the whole hair, I'm doing a demo, and I'll show you how to do some of the ringlets as well. Yeah, Hope, that's my whole point, is to make sure that it's not as daunting, because things can look daunting when you see a finished picture. But it's not as hard. You could try on her. You could try. Pro markers are great. And hey, Charlotte. I hope you're okay as well, Charlotte. I've been thinking about you. Yeah, you could do it with any alcohol marker really, but brush tips do work best for coming outwards. But of course you can. You could do it with anything that you got. Just make your supplies work for you. Have a good practice with them. The pro markers you can add in as well. And just have a fiddle, have a go, get a PDF out and have a go. I'm going to also do this bit. So we got most of it down, and we're going to really turn this into how the other one looks. So you're bringing up some colour again, and again you want to make out in your page where you want your light and dark. Okay, so we've added a bit more of that one. Hey Nicole. Hey Rochelle. Hey Kimberly. That's okay, you lurk and work and lurk. Work and lurk and work. And then you're going to come back to your R22. No, was it? Yeah, R22 and R35. Right, R22 and R35. So we'll go for R35 first, which is your coral. And again, you're just going to bring out a little bit more. It's just fiddling until you're happy. But you don't need to go the entire way. And we're going to bring in some real dark in that hairline there. And my suggestion is do your skin first. And come back up from your skin to your hair. And then you've got a little bit more to work off that way. But it's not hard. It's really not. It all does work in the end. Oh, hiya! Susie! How are you doing, everyone? Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Kenny. It works out in the end, trust me. As I said, this is all I did with this one, and we've got to add a little bit of pencil. But once we add the pencil, we've got that result. So if I zoom out, hold on. If we zoom out, this is the same. So it's good to have a reference, and then we're working off that. But it's all you do with the Copics. The Copics are amazing. I absolutely love it. So you can see when I sort of do that way that you can get the gist of it. Now I'm only going to do this area, and I'm going to do a few ringlets for you. Hi, Becky and Steve. And then we'll work from this one, because I've also made it go down and shrunk it down. That's okay, you lurk. Yes, of course, any alcohol marker works. The only thing, the advantage with the Copics is that you've got the brush tip, but if you can make it work for you. So have a fiddle. You know, things seem so daunting, don't they? When they're there in front of you and you're thinking, oh my Lord, it's so permanent with, you know, right, pencils. Let's go back to our pencils, for instance. They're not so permanent. If something goes wrong, you can rub it out. Sabrina. What do you mean, Tammy, on this one? I'm not doing a whole, I'm just doing a quick demo on two things. R22 again, and go from that edge out. So just make that part work for you. So just come straight out from the edges and blend it outwards. And we're going to also bring up to here. Same on these sections. Just these are so versatile. That's why I say about the Copics. They are expensive, but you can, if you're in the UK, you can buy them in singles. The Copic chows are £3 each. On Cult pens, I'll put all the links after. So you can build up some Copic chows, and they're not too expensive. Yeah, this is exactly the same one. Hey, Shara, how you doing? And then we'll leave the middle for now. Come to your darkest colour, which is our R59. And this is a dark cardinal colour. And all you're going to do with this section is bring in from your roots. So you need to decide where you want your darkest to go. Yeah? So I would just assume, unless you've had your roots done recently, that your roots are going to be a bit darker. And you're just going to go off where your general feel of dark is. So under the ears, just drag in some of that. You're not pressing down hard. You're just bringing in your dark. So just as you're bringing that down, release the pressure of the Copic, because they kind of just melt. They melt in. And then when we bring our pencil in, we're not going to add too much. It's just to add a bit of definition. So like the ringlet parts that go under and above, you're just going to add a touch in. And that's all it does. It kind of goes together. Oh, my little chameleon. In little circles. It took forever. It was little mini circles. If you got the... Yeah, I did it. Of course I did, Tammy. Yeah. That one. Yeah, that was my latest one. But it's... Sorry about the lighting. If I turn it up, the red's going to go really luminous. Yeah, I did that one. Ah, take care, Charlotte. That's okay. Yeah. That would help me in these few days. It really did do in that one. Okay, so I'm not going to add too much because it will ruin it. So you've got to be quite selective on your darkest colour because, yeah, it will just go too much. And then I'm just going to bring back in some R35, which is your coral colour. And just blend out ever so slightly on that dark that we've just put in. And that's what we're going to do at the minute with that section. So just be quite selective. You know yourself on your picture what you want it to look like. Just ask yourself, where do you want your colour placement? So I'm just going to put a tiny bit underneath there as well. Yeah. Now, when you're going to get your pencils, let's zoom out. I'm going to show you because I have to use a sort of comparison. Thank you, Natalie. Okay, Imogen, take care of yourself. A chameleon, yeah. Oh, it was cute. It was cute to do. Okay, so let me bring this side. So when you're looking at where you want your bits of pencil to go, as you can see, you're not going to need much at all. And all it's going to do is just highlight what you've already done. Because your Copics do the work, you don't need to. Sorry about me leaning over for a minute. So I've already chosen out, didn't I, at the beginning, what we're going to be using. And it's reds in the polys, and you're only going to use a slight amount to enhance it. So we're going to pick out the colours. Pale Geranium Lake. As I said, just bear with me because I'm leaning over. Dark red. We need pale. Powder Permanent Carmine, that was the other one. I just got to lean over. That's the only annoying thing. I'm sorry. And red violet and black. Okay. So with your pencil selection, try and match it as close as possible as you can to what you've done. And I will zoom you back in to show you how much that you're going to need, because it's not going to need much at all. So grab your pencils and I'll tell you what they are as I do them. So how is everyone? I'm so sorry, I've been in a world of my own. Hi Michelle, how are you doing? So dark red Powderanium Lake, red violet, permanent carmine, and I'll tell you black out loud because you'll know that part. Hi Natalia. Hi everyone that's joining me. Happy Thursday. See you all. Hi Sabrina. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. I'm just trying to look back. All right. So then with putting in any small details, nice sharp pencil. And I'm going to go with a darker colour. So we're going to go for Powderanium Lake first. And all I'm going to do is just enhance some of that colour. So you're just doing a small amount. And I'm having that as a reference so you can see. I love this colour. Hey, Katie. That's okay. You lurk and listen. So all you're going to do is add a tiny amount in. And you really don't need a lot because your Copics have done the majority of the work. And all your pencil's going to do is enhance that up a bit, so that you have your final result that you're happy with. So Copics do it all. You don't need to add too much. You're adding a touch, yeah? So small strokes add in. Oh, Rihanna had amazing hair. Do you remember? I used to love that colour, that bright red. So we've got some new channels, guys. I'm thinking about it. I haven't been around. I'm so sorry. And I have some happy mail bits to show, but I'm going to do that on an upload. I won't use the live streams today for that because I'm trying to ease myself back in. And I'll give you a little kind of rundown on where I'll be for the next couple of weeks, and then I'll be back. But next week I won't be around because the funeral. The following week I'm at Loose for a couple of days, so I won't be around on the Tuesday, and then I'm back after that as normal. So if you are around next Thursday, I'm at the funeral, I won't be around. And then if you are wanting that time slot, go for it. Now we're going to go for dark red. And again, I'm only going to highlight up this part here with the dark. So just add a touch and drag out some of those strands. So not much. You're just going to go deep into your darkest areas only, so you can kind of see where that is. And drag up the colour. And as you come up, stop, because your hair's almost done. You are kidding me. 9 years old already. Where's that time gone? Making me feel old. I remember when she came out with her first single, Sean. Okay, so you're just bringing up some of that colour. Now, as I said, you're not doing a lot because your Copic's done it all. Yeah. Then hi Loretta, the last colour that you're going to need a touch of into all the rooted areas is the red violet. And I said these are polychromos. So you're not adding much in. You're really not. It's just going to enhance. And your Copics has done the rest. So don't worry about this because I'm not using the whole image. All I'm doing is the example of how to use Copics in the hair in your colour books and not be scared, because it is so permanent. Yeah, I am. I know. I don't even know how old I was. Oh my gosh. How old was I then? I don't even know. And then you need black. Now, with your black, you know I do all these wisps. So you can go around the edge and you can drag a few down. And you can also drag a few across. So just kind of go with where you would like your wisps. So how long they are, and add a few in. So I usually drag some. Once your skin, this is why you need your skin coloured. Yeah, because you're going to bring them down and across. So you're adding some wisps in with your black. And that is your final thing to do. So you really don't want to add, you know, this before you do your skin, because you're going to muddy it in. Oh my gosh. You're as bad as me with what you watched, Tammy. So again, I'm just going to add a few in. You don't need much. It's where your dark areas are only. We've got a few coming up from there into the dark areas as well. Okay, and then you're going to add a couple underneath and across. And that is all. It is really an easy, simple method of how to do Copic hair and incorporate, you see how small that amount of pencil was put in? It's not a lot. Then when you're going to approach the curls, so we've got the curls here, it's very fiddly because you've got so many which directions, so many. So how you approach that is go back to your RV29 and you're going to go round like tiny areas and you're going to approach it like that. It is really fiddly. Look at you, Hiya. I zone out. How bad is that? Because I live with her. I zone up to it, Pickle. So when you're going to your tiny little areas, you're going to come back with your RV29 and you're not going to use all of that. So you're only bringing in a small amount like this. So again, you're going to sort of bring down and only into areas a little bit on each one. Hey, anyone that's coming and I've missed you, thanks for coming. And you know, with this section here, you've got dark and light above and below. You're going to do the same with your RV29. But we'll go for some of these first, so and just show you how you would approach these tiny little areas. So again, newbie, beginner, I am never ever going to say that I am experienced or I've been doing this for years with a Copic. I'm completely new and I'm learning them. So you really are just picking out areas in each little part. So again, you're going to bring some down with your RV29. And when you're approaching up, just drag some pigment into only the dark areas only. So go by your illustration. You can see where she has put a heavier laydown of art against a lighter laydown of art, and that's what you're using. Yes, she is just down the road, Sean. I know, April, right? I can't wait. Even though I don't think I'm in on that day. I'll have to record it and then sit and watch it when I get home. So we'll do a few of these. We're going to come under, keep small amounts, very light pressure. Yeah, we've got the girls here today who I have known these ladies a very long time. A very long time. I know. Andrew's quite happy, I think, that I won't be watching it at 2 in the morning because my reactions are insane when I watch that. Like, insane. And you can imagine him at 2 in the morning with me screaming at my TV because it's on at 2 in the morning, guys, if you're in the UK. Like, it starts at 2 in the morning and then they get the repeat at 9 the next night. She is. Loretta, stay there for a bit. Stay there. Don't move. Don't move. Right, I'm going to turn you. And then before you know it, it'll be the afternoon and it'll be, oh, well, it can wait till tomorrow. Okay, so we're bringing that into these ringlets and you're with your first colour. You're with your first colour. So you're not worrying too much about your other colours for now because you're going to introduce those in. And all these thin bits do with your pencil. So when you've got the ringlets, look at how much, you're not going to colour the whole thing. That is how much of ringlets you're colouring. That is all you're going to colour in the first colour. Then you're going to head on over to your mid-tone and you're only going to use a tiny amount. So that is the RV35. So again, oh no, see, wrong end, wrong end. You're going to use a touch to fade that out. See how easy they can be. They're not hard. I was surprised. But you know when you look at red, it's so permanent, isn't it? Like there's no going back from red. Even when you dye your own hair red, there's no going back from it. It takes forever and a day to get back out of that colour. It's the same when you put it down on paper. You're looking at it and you're not quite sure and you're thinking, oh, if I mess this up, it's finished. That's why it's always so scary. But you can, any Copic blend that you want to get, try it out on a bit of paper first before you put it down and graduate from dark to light and you should be fine. It is just about practice. If you've got alcohol markers of any kind, have a little go on a piece of paper. You could do it with Spectrum Noir as well. Okay, and then see how it's starting to come together. And then you graduate down further and you're going to go for your pinky tone, which is your R22. 1 minute, Andrew. Hey, Michelle. Shut that door a minute. And then you're going to go from those last bits you did. And this part's lighter, so we're going to drag down this pinky colour and just add it into all that light area. So, yeah. Well, it's a question. Who has been daunted by alcohol markers if you're a pencil person? Because I know I am. So, into these areas, we're going to put the R22. I'm not going to do the whole hair because I'm just showing you bits. It's hard. Hey, Kimberly, my dear. How are you? It's good to see you. They are, Randy. Hey, Tanya. Oh, my gosh. Lots of love to you all. I love seeing all your faces. I've missed you all so much. Yeah, but Pickle, you learnt with markers, didn't you? You're like the marker girl. No. You are just the girl with no fear, I call you, because you just dive in and don't give a hoot. You're just like, yeah. Really, April, that's interesting. That's interesting. See, I am the other way around. I get absolutely petrified. Really? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, and R01. And that's going into all these tiny little sections. And I love that they're so flexible. Now the ends, don't worry, don't fuss, because you're going to add a bit of pencil onto these little tiny wispy ends. So just go in and just brush marker that baby up. Just like that. I love it. No hoots. No hoots given. Right, so again, let's go back to comparison. We're looking at this area against that area. And this here, this sort of section here against this one, and the ringlets, how are they coming out? They're very similar. So now we only have to touch, just a touch of it. Oh, I love juicy. Juicy markers are great. Oh, Colour with Claire's great, Tammy. She's great. Okay, so back to your pencils. It's done your blend. You don't need to worry about your blend. Yeah, I'm doing that in a minute as well. So it is that. I loved it. I loved it, Sean. It was great fun. So we're going to go to our dark pencil first, which is our red violet. Make sure you're nice and sharp. Okay, red violet. And all I'm going to do is add a touch of that into this area. And it's tiny little strands. Just adds a bit of dimension in, but you don't need much. Oops, there we go. Pickle, don't say it. Let's add a little bit into here. So dark first to light again, we're going to go. And it is just defining things. You don't need to worry too much. Now, these little ringlets here, as they go really dark, we're going to add like a good little amount in there. So if you hear a background noise, Andrew's in the kitchen. I know, don't faint. I did say those words. He is in the kitchen. Don't faint about it. I nearly did when he first was saying, I'm going to go make this. And I'm like, oh, you were going to laugh. Right, do you want to hear a funny story? Well, it wasn't funny, but he was laughing. So this morning, he was making me laugh my head off because I had the hospital and I had to quickly take my tablets before we went. So it's never a good idea to make someone laugh as they're swallowing their pills. I nearly choked. I couldn't breathe. I honestly could not breathe. Have you ever done that? I was going red. I was heaving. Well, put it this way, all the tablets were up. They didn't stay down. Never try and make someone laugh when they're taking their pills. Andrew. They said, hi, Andrew.
Hello, everyone. I'm just preparing dinner.
Yeah, no, that's what I told him. Don't faint.
Did you say what I'm making?
No, tuna burgers.
Tuna fish burgers.
Tuna. Yes, I told everyone not to faint. And it's true that you are in the kitchen. Okay, we're going to go to Powder Uranium Lake, just a small amount again. And just define a tiny bit of that, but not much. So just a touch, and then all these tiny little wisp bits you can work yourself. So if you've got these tiny ones here that you want to add in, do it with your like reds, and then you can always go over, you know, like this and bring them out. I know he's going to do that in a minute. Can you hear? I'm so sorry. The sound effects. Yeah, I thought I laugh because he's never really in a kitchen. He's spoiled that way, and when he actually goes and makes something, I have to sit down. Hi, Natalie. And then last but not least, get your black. It really is that easy. You're not adding much. You're just finishing off like just some small final details, you know. So just be very selective on where you want these wisps and stuff to come off. So you're adding in like touches, but your Copics have done all the work, and that is all you're going to do. And because you've done it in a graduation, hold on, so we get the lighting right, bear with me. Right, because you've done it in a graduation, you can fiddle with, hey, how are you doing, Sparkle? You're graduating out on a piece of paper beforehand. Just do it on a little tester sheet and write them down. And then you can have a go on your hair. And see how easy it is to achieve. It is like that. It's so quick and easy. It's so, so quick and easy. And the more you do, the easier it gets. And that goes with any... Hey, Shannon. That goes with any blend. Any blend that you do, whether it's green, blue, blonde, brown, anything. I just chose fiery red to show you. But test it on a bit of paper. Get your chart, swatch them out, get the hex chart. And as you do the hex chart, you can kind of look at all the colours and what you think will graduate from light to dark. Do it on a piece of paper and test it out. Now, a good tip, but obviously you can't share the image. This is from Mysteria, this one, by Anastasia Ellie Caldereva. A good tip is, on your phone, if you've got an HP printer, we're going to do a Bokeh quickly, a quick demo of Bokeh as well. If you've got an HP printer, now Suze, I think Susie's done this as well. She's got one of these. There's an app. I don't know if you can see. Oh, God, I've got so many messages. There's an app called HP Smart. Hold on. And it looks like this, right? And what you do at the bottom, it's got scan. And your uncoloured image, I won't do it here, but say you've got an uncoloured image, you take a picture, it automatically sizes it down and print it out to test. Now that way you can also print them out on a toned paper, a thick cardstock, anything. I can't wait, Sean, for her next book. When is it? Is it the end of the month? End of the month, Anastasia's got a new one called Nocturnes. So you can practice if you want, or you can print off onto a different paper if you don't want to do it in your book. And as I said, Copics are notorious. They are going to bleed through. But Mysteria is single-sided. If you don't like that, then you probably won't want to. But I don't mind it because it's single-sided. It really doesn't matter. It's great, isn't it, Robin? Hey, Brenda. So, yeah, I did. So, yeah, lovely. I really, really enjoyed that. And as I said, if you want to try some, the colours that we used are RV29, RV35, R22, R01, and R59, just a small amount of the R59. And if you want to have a go at that in this particular one, you can. And as I said, you continue with all these tiny bits. Use your dark to light technique, and before you know it, you've got a whole head of hair done. So, yeah, brilliant. All finished. So then we move on to the Bokeh. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of how I do this, or how I approach this. You can do it in any colours. You can do it where you've got predominantly white circles. It all is dependent on what picture that you particularly want to do it with. Now, I used it like this, and I did a quick rundown of what I wanted to do. Now, a good way you can freehand it, or you're on the computer if you want the perfect squares, it's entirely up to you. You can just put some boxes out and grab yourself a circle stencil. So I'm going to do it with the greens that I chose, so I can show you and then give you an idea. Now, there's two ways as well you can do it. You can add a very, very dark background and have light circles, or you can have a light background and do darker circles. Whatever way you want to go will work either way. So I hope that the Copic to using a little bit of pencil help, because they are really quite lovely and not as hard as they appear. So we're going to grab a bunch of greens. Our lightest green in the background is going to be light green. Hey, Jacqueline. I like green. I'll do the green one for you, but you can use it in any colours that you want. So, Robin, you rest yourself. Don't stress your body if it doesn't need to. Okay, so with your lightest colour as well, so they're very faint because you might want to rub them out. You need your stencil. Sorry about me leaning over. And you're going to look at different circles of different sizes. Oh, nice. The polycolours work really well with this as well, Sean. You'll be clear. They really do. Okay, so I'm going to go for a largish one. So we'll go for this size here, number 21. This is the Helix stencil. So go for your light one. Now, you won't see this on camera, but can you see how faint that circle is? That is how faint you want it, because once you have started colouring it in, you want to take out that circle. What you can also do is overlap circles. So at the bottom of that one, you can come to the corner and add another one overlapping. So just overlap that slightly. And then you scatter the sizes of where you want your circles. So we're going to add one up here. There's no pattern to this. So do one here, here. We'll do a little one on that one. Go for, sorry about any noise in the background. I did tell him but he wants his food. So just be quite scattered about it. We're going to do another one here. I'll see if we can see it as well on camera. So let's go for there. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that, but there is a bunch of circles in that square. And what you can also do is freehand is around that square, add like semicircles and smaller ones. You don't need to stencil for that bit. So there's just random bubbles in a square. Okay, so then with your lightest colour that we're just using light green. Yeah, I'll put all the colours in the description after. So go with your light green and just very lightly start to base the background. You're going to need a blender pencil with this as well. As I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just showing you what I pick up. That makes sense. So just go with your light green. This is light green, and that's 171 in the Faber Castell Polys. And just start to base in a very slight background. No. So you can, hi, Amberly. You don't need touching circles. Some of them are far apart. Some of them are touching. Some of them are overlapping. It's to your taste. It's random. Just a couple will touch and others will float. So these like are floating. They're touching, and those two. We've got a little one there as well. So you're just doing a few, and then you can add in an additional few if you want, dependent on how much you want in that area. So then you'll start to look at, so okay, that corner we started off with our lightest. So go to your dark ones. Hey, Beth. And I'm going to pick up Pine Green in 267. As I said, I've got them all here. I will write them in. So with a circle that you freehanded, I'm going to go a light pressure at the edge and a darker pressure on the other side. So just graduate it out. Yeah, so you're just going to pick out randomly. Then we'll come over to, let's pick out this one. Then we're going to come over to 158, and we're going to add that in. Now these are going to overlap. Now with the overlapping ones, you have to personally decide if you want your top circle to overlap or your bottom circle. So in this case, I'm going to have the bottom circle overlapping. So my green there will stop because that one's going to overtake it. So just fade it out. So you can go from a medium to light pressure and add your circle in. Now this is just really rough to start with. You're just planting them in, and then we're going to go for 266 and add that in. You can add a couple of colours in together. You don't have to just have one. But you see the difference is going to start to overlap. Yeah. Right, then a couple of these are going to be white. So go around them. You're going to blend this in. Go around them with your lightest background colour and keep that as a white circle. So you're just planting to start with. You're not going heavy in, yeah? Because you're going to blend out with your blender pencil. So let me bring it up to show you. So can you see? This one's going to be white and cream. So it's not, you just leave it. Take care, Natalie. Thank you for coming. Have a good day. And then this one here is going to be white. So keep that and go around that one with your background colour. So you're planting out at first, Pickle. Remember, I mostly map to know where I'm going. So then this one I want in a colour. So then grab another colour that you've got in your list here. So our list here, and we've got the colour 163. So we're going to have this one as 163. So you can do this. Say you've got purples and you're doing a purple background, you might want to add them in. I'm just doing green to show you how to plan it. Yeah. Now, your ivory and your cream are also going to come into play. Now, grab your ivory and you can fade edges out on different circles. So the ivory is 103. I've got them here. And your white ones, you can add a touch of ivory in and fade out with your white. And just keep that as such. Keep it as a light area. Let me show you. So you're going to have some white and some cream, and then the rest are going to be coloured. So it just, sorry if I'm not in chat for a minute. I am here. I'm just trying to, like, you know, step by step for you so that you can kind of get my gist. Okay, then we're going to go for the colour 165, which is quite a dark green, and we're going to put that on this one. And into there, I'm also going to add a touch of 267. So you can mix now. And then I'm going to also grab my colour 163, and I'm just going to fade that into the rest of that circle with it. Now, I love this next bit because now I need a blending pencil. And I very rarely use a blending pencil, but now I've got one. Take care, Tammy. Have a good day, sweetheart. Okay, so then grab a blending pencil. So I've got the Lyra Rembrandt blender, and just literally go around that circle so that you've got the perfect circle and fade it out on the edges. So you know it kind of makes it so that it's not as dark, it blends the edges out. And then when you come in with your light background colour, which is your light green is 171. Go around the edging of that, and it will sort of soften it as you come in. So you can add a bit more down and fade it out. And then grab your blending pencil and kind of just blend that out. It's so easy with a blender. See? And then when you look, oh really? You can get these on our colour pencil shop. They're usually really pretty cheap. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of blended out. So when you're looking at your main picture, that I'm going to show you, obviously, I'm going to refer to my finished one each time. You see how random it's placed? That's all you're doing. And then you can introduce some other greens on the edges, and then you've got your cream and your white ones and, you know, etc., etc. So this is all it is. It's a Bobbly Bokeh Background. Is that how you say it? Bokeh? Bokeh Background. It's great. I love doing it. Hi, Susie. How are you, my lovely? It's really it's a simple thing as well. I absolutely love doing it. So then again, on this large life out of me. So it's handy to do something that isn't too hard but looks effective at the end. Now I'll show you also as you do a darker background to a light background. So you're getting your